morning, good morning. Turn on the marquee lights. Good morning tonight. Good morning, good morning. Broadway is feeling bright. Good morning tonight. When the theaters shut their doors, we were so sad and blue. Now we're bringing back Broadway in our Tuesday night review. So good morning. We'll make you feel all right. Good morning tonight for you. Good morning tonight.
What a take.
Good morning!
What a take, Michael.
What a take indeed. Good morning tonight, friends. I'm Michael Hull.
And I'm Jackie Cox.
And welcome to a morning show just for us nighttime people.
As you can see, it is the twilight of the fall as we enter the holiday season. Here at Good Morning Tonight, we've had our whole crew working night and day, decorating the entire studio.
We had to get out the tallest ladders, the strongest
getting out all of the
duct tape.
ladders. And I believe at the end of tonight's episode, we'll be lighting up the studio with our very first tree lighting here at Good Morning Tonight.
Yeah, I'm thinking of this episode of Good Morning Tonight kind of like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Like at the end of this episode, it shall be Christmas. So get excited, guys.
Hence why I'm wearing this lovely turkey-colored ensemble.
Gobble, gobble. Well, you guys, we're very excited to be here tonight. A lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
First things first, Jackie Cox, congratulations on your Broadway-World.com Cabaret nominated status. Best drag performer of the century, the year,
I believe.
the world.
So this year, for those who don't know, Broadway World is an amazing website and resource that covers theater throughout the world. Hence Broadway World. And I believe this year for their New York Cabaret Awards, rather than just focusing on cabaret shows that have happened last year, which would have been a very small number, they focused on the hits of the last decade. So my show from 2017, which ran up until 2018, is called I Dream of Jackie, and it was nominated. And I'm not the only nominee here on this evening, because Michael Hull, I believe you and our good friend Dylan Bustamante are nominated as well.
We are indeed, and more on that because Dylan will be joining us later in the episode. So, you guys, what an exciting week for us. Also, NPR reported last night that the transition has begun.
Biden-Harris, here they come. Very exciting.
You guys know we're excited about that. This is news. We're reporting a lot of news.
This is hot news. This is hot news.
Yes.
This is hot news.
Yes. Well, as you guys know, it is 7:06 here in New York City.
It is
which
7:06. Which means we're 2 minutes late.
We are a few minutes late. It's fine. It's 7:06 here in New York, which means that if everything were right in the world, if this were a normal year, now is the time that theater people would be rising and shining, heading to their theaters, getting ready to wow another audience with the magic of live theater.
But that's not happening these days, as Broadway remains dark, and a lot of people are missing the magic of live theater. So good morning and welcome to a nighttime show just for us nighttime people.
Exactly. Cheers for choosing. And what a show we have for you guys today.
We've been saying it every week, but every week this becomes a more legitimate. You think Newsmax is real? It's not. But this is a real television network with real news. And we're really bringing you some real news.
We are really bringing you this week. It's been a busy news week here in New York City, and our mobile news unit on the ground, which is still Jackie and I.
It's still us. It's still us.
Has been very busy hunting down the serious news leads.
We have. That's right. We headed to the Ace Hotel just this past weekend for an evening of delicious food and an extremely socially distant concert from Broadway favorite Matt Doyle. He was 2 stories above me.
Very, very socially distant. Plus, get out your glassware, guys, because we will be joined by my co-host from the 5:30 Quarantini.
Fellow nominee,
Dylan Bustamante, who's got a few delicious holiday cocktails to share with us.
That's right. And then Broadway girl NYC herself, Laura Heywood, is proving that good things can still happen on Twitter in 2020. Because she's going to talk to us about how she used social media to inspire a nationwide hunt for a very important stuffed sheep.
It's a very cool story. And also, we know Laura, and we're very excited to catch up with her. So that's coming a little later. But first, Marty Gould Cummings is a drag performer, a political activist, and a New York City Council candidate. We caught up with them, literally caught up with them, while marching this week at the Rally to Protect LGBTQ plus asylum seekers. So let's take a look at what was definitely a vibrant, impassioned, and very moving event. Hi friends, it's Michael.
Hi, Jackie.
And we're on our way to Christopher Street, to the Stonewall Inn. Stay tuned.
We are signed on to a peaceful protest. We're going to be marching from here to Washington Square to support LGBTQ plus asylum seekers.
All right, I'm here with Marty Gould Cummings. Good morning tonight. We're actively marching. We just listened to some amazing speakers, queer refugees. Marty, what are your feelings right now? We heard some really inspirational speakers.
So my friend Adafe, who runs the RDJ refugee shelter in Harlem, invited me today, and the work he does is so important. There's so many injustices in how to come into this country, and we're seeing it with kids in cages, and then we're seeing it with trans people dying in ICE detention. We're supposed to be the land of the free. The Statue of Liberty says, give me you're tired, you're hungry, you're poor. So we need to really live by that, and our country has not.
I thought one of the things that Adafe said, which was that we have this next 100 days, the first 100 days of the Biden administration, to really push for queer refugee and asylum seekers' rights. How do you feel about that, and do you think that we can do this in the first days here of the Biden administration?
I think we can do this. We have to. The first 100 days are always so crucial to a new presidency, like Adafe said. So we have to really stay vigilant and stay loud and say, listen, there's whole groups of people who are left out of the conversation and discriminated against. Even within our marginalized group as queer people, there are marginalized members of that group, so we have to continue to fight for them and their voices.
Marty, thank you so much for joining us, for being a leader in our movement, and let's march.
Let's march, baby.
Wow, that was it was quite an intense and inspiring evening.
Yeah,
and
sure
if
was.
you are inspired a little bit by some of the things we saw and heard in that little segment, please go and learn more. There's some amazing people you guys should follow.
Yeah, there were a lot of speeches, a lot
speakers.
of really cool, passionate people with a lot to say. We obviously didn't have a ton of time, and also didn't want to shove a camera in everybody's face, but there's a lot of people that have really valuable thoughts on this, and tell them where to find them.
Yeah, we also interviewed someone who actually helped organize this. His name is Adafe Akporo, and unfortunately the footage...
It's a new camera, and I lost the footage.
We lost the footage, so go follow him. It's at Adafe Akporo. Also follow the Queer Detainee Empowerment Project at QueerDep, the Caribbean Equality Project at Caribbean Equality Project, ACT Up New York at ACT Up NY, the RDG Refugee Shelter at RDJ Refugee, Lambda Legal at Lambda Legal, and Queer March at Queer March.
And all of those handles are scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to leave that banner up for another minute while we talk about the next thing, just so you have time to grab those handles. And just a reminder, guys, if you're having fun with us this evening, which I know you are, you can tip us. And it's not really for us, but you can tip us, and we will be splitting 100% of our tips received tonight between the two candidate races for the Georgia Senate runoff between Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock. We'll be donating to them.
Yeah, and if you saw in that last segment, we talked a lot about the first 100 days of the Biden administration, and I think it's really important as serious news anchors to remind everyone that Biden will only be able to kind of put in action some of the things that we want here on the liberal left if we can get a Senate that can also support him. And so it's really important that we win these last two Senate seats in Georgia, and it's possible. As we saw, Biden won Georgia by over 15,000 votes, I believe is the current count. So it's possible, but it definitely takes money and time to organize. If you are watching from the state of Georgia, if you are over 18 or are about to be over 18 prior to the election in January, make sure to double check your registration. There's lots of amazing resources. One I've been using is nerdsvote.com. That's one of the amazing resources, but there's a lot of resources to make sure to check if you are registered to vote in the state of Georgia.
For sure. Well, let's move right along.
Let us move right along.
I'm getting thirsty.
Oh, what you're saying our Biden-Harris drinks aren't?
Well, this is delicious and tastes like democracy, but I'm looking for something a little stronger this evening.
Oh, and now, well, I think we have something just right for us because the holidays are just around the corner and Thanksgiving is just days away. So we thought it best to dust off our barware and polish up our festive cocktail making skills.
Yes. If you don't already know, this very channel that you're watching now also hosts a Broadway happy hour every Thursday featuring top Broadway talent, a bevy of signature cocktails, and 2 incredible and handsome hosts. And I'm not just saying that because I am one of them.
If you loved the Flintstones Meet the Jetsons, you'll love when the 5:30 Quarantini comes on to Good Morning Tonight.
So please welcome to Good Morning Tonight, my co-host from the 5:30 Quarantini, the award-nominated online mixologist himself. It's Dylan Bustamante.
Hello, good morning tonight.
Dylan, good morning tonight.
Dylan.
Welcome to the show. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
You know, we're doing great. It's getting very festive in this newsroom.
It's getting very festive. Dylan, you dressed up for us. I feel so
did.
honored.
I'm on the news. I have to look good for the news.
You look amazing. This is a very
Thank you.
serious news program, and so I'm very
Thank you.
excited. You're not just nominated for 1 award, Dylan. I believe you're nominated for
3.
2 or is it 3?
Three awards.
Broadway, a thrice nominated Broadway World nominee.
Yes. I produced and hosted a cabaret at Feinstein's 54 Below in February, I guess it was, and I'm nominated for producing and hosting,
Word.
as well as for the Quarantini.
Yes, and that is what we are focusing on this evening.
Yes.
Obviously, now that you're an award-nominated, excuse me, I don't want to jump the gun, award-nominated online mixologist, we really thought that you were just the man to help us ring in a holiday-themed news broadcast
That's right.
the right way.
Yes.
So tell us what you will be making with us today live.
Okay, so the first cocktail we're going to be making is a Thanksgiving mule. And
love a mule.
We love a mule. The first thing that we're going to get ready is our garnish, which is dried cranberries, like some craisin status.
Oh.
And we've soaked them previously to the show in a simple syrup. So they're nice and like super sugary and
Look
syrupy.
at these. Look at this.
Dylan dropped off some ingredients for us before the show, so we're ready to mix along with you.
Yes, so that's the first thing you're going to need to do. Make sure they soak for at least an hour. Very delicious. All right, now let's get to the fun part, the booze.
All right, I'm gonna switch out.
We're not okay.
I think we've got these festive mugs. To
Oh,
make
look! It must be the holidays.
Oh, so fancy. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces of vodka, whichever you feel.
1 shot of vodka. Glug, 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 glug.
I will say what we did not pick up prior to tonight's broadcast is a measuring instrument.
utensil.
So
Well, just eyeball it.
1 shot of vodka.
I'm gonna let you pour your own. 'Cause
Okay.
You're in charge of your own choices this evening.
1 shot
Buckle
of
up,
vodka.
kids. It's gonna be a fun day.
For those
Yes.
who say we don't actually drink during this show, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong.
And then we're going to do 1 ounce of orange juice as well.
Okay,
Just a
yet
quick
again.
little ounce.
No way to measure this, but
Nope,
I'm gonna
just
add
a little
some of this.
dab. Yep, just a little dab. All right. And then we're going to do the same with a little bit of cranberry juice as well. Because, Thanksgiving cranberry.
Yes.
Very true.
Delish.
This is Minute Made, sponsored.
Yep.
Sponsored
We're
by.
looking for a sponsorship here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Minute
I
Made.
got Ocean Spray going. Ocean Spray cranberry.
These are not. Move these out of the frame, Michael. These are not cute.
All right. Do you want to put a little cranberry in there?
Oh,
Or you're
yeah,
not a
sorry. I was
cranberry
busy trying to move things out of frame. I was not making my drink. The kids are like, Jackie's a terrible bartender.
She's just having vodka on the rocks.
Lynn has a good question. If
Yes.
you don't want to use alcohol, I think soda would be a great alternative. Just soda water, like seltzer.
Just soda water, absolutely.
That's a great question. Thank you,
and I-
Lynn.
Or
Lynn.
just skip it and eat the cranberries.
Yeah, just
because
skip the
those
cocktail
are-
and just have the
delicious.
cranberries.
All right, we're gonna take some, make sure there's some ice in the shaker. I'm using ice from my Reuben and Clay first annual Christmas Carol Family Fun Pageant Spectacular.
I remember that. It's weird that there was never a second annual.
No, it's so weird, so weird. All right, we're gonna just shake that up a little bit and a little shaker. Look at this little shaker guy. All right.
What's that?
And then
I think that's shook. I think it's properly shook.
properly shook. All right, and then we're just gonna top it off with some ginger beer.
Ooh,
Oh,
work.
wait, do we put the cranberries in at the end or the beginning?
You put the cranberries in at the end. Yes.
Okay, good. Because I was like, we hadn't put them in yet, and I was getting nervous.
Ginger beer?
It's
Oh, delicious.
So because they're soaked in the simple syrup, you don't really need to add any more syrup to it. So you
Great.
just take a spoonful of those cranberries. Look at that simple syrup dripping, and then you just put them right on top.
Oh, this is first of all, this is more work than I've ever put in a cocktail. But this is, looks like it's good. Looks like
Well,
it's gonna
that's
be very
why you're not
delicious.
award nominated
That's not why
for
I'm
your
not
drink mixing
award
skills.
nominated.
That's why
Stick
you're not
to
award
drag,
nominated.
my
I'm gonna
friend.
stick to drag. I'm excited. Shall we? Are we ready to drink it?
I think
And
we
that's
are.
what
Let
you
me-
got.
Let me get this out of my way.
A little
Dylan,
Thanksgiving mule. Cheers.
Cheers,
Good
little
morning tonight.
Thanksgiving-
Cheers.
Well,
Good morning
let's see.
tonight.
Oh,
Oh, that's really yummy.
Those cranberries like really hit you.
that's delicious.
It's. I thought it would be sweeter. It's kind of more of like a rich sweetness. Like you taste the. I think that the ginger beer kind
Please
of adds
welcome
a
to the stage, Rich Sweetness.
rich sweetness. I think
It's
the
very
ginger beer
expensive.
adds a little bit of like a darker note.
Absolutely.
It's not. It's because I think that the cranberries and the orange juice is really bright citrus. But that ginger beer helps to kind of make it feel a little more Thanksgiving.
It's
Yes.
also a really delightful. Sorry, guys, it's a beautiful cocktail. You just can't see it. But
Yeah.
it works.
I would try to
looks-
show it to you, but they would just go everywhere.
It's very pretty.
I'm going a little. You almost got to see the color. This is Jackie is doing her own stunts over here.
Yes. Well, Dylan, cheers. What are we calling this?
Cheers. This is just a Thanksgiving mule. Just a mule to start off your
The
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving mule.
The
Buckle
Thanksgiving
up.
mule.
Good morning tonight, because Jackie and I are bringing the party.
Well, I'm just saying,
All
I'm
thanks
glad
to
we have
Dylan.
this mule instead of that mule who was working at the GSA.
Oh,
How about that?
so good,
Well-
so good.
Dylan, will you stick around and come back for another cocktail a little later in the show?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna finish this one and we'll make another one.
We're gonna make another one.
We're making just the one, because we're working.
We're serious news professionals.
We're at
Yes.
work.
This is very weird to do this without a script. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, cheers, and we will
Cheers.
see you a little later in the show. Thanks, Dylan.
Yes, you will.
Dylan Basmati of the 5:30 Quarantini.
The Rice Award nominated. This drink is delicious, by the way. And look at these holiday festive mugs that we had our PA run out and get us right before,
yes.
after they decorated.
Our staff really is the best.
Our staff, they're
shout
just
out, like a
they're
big
just
shout
so
out
great.
to our staff here at
so great.
Broadway-Talk Live Studios and Productions.
at the headquarters.
At the headquarters.
Live from Times Square.
I don't even know if Dylan knows that he's represented here on the.
Oh yeah.
Here in our studio, there's his artwork, the 5:30 Quarantini, represented right here.
And now that I moved my giant head, you can also see, look who's flying around the world.
you guys, it's Santa.
Santa is here to grace his presence
There
at
is
the
a Santa
5:30.
Claus.
There is a Santa Claus. Speaking of Santa, we're gonna have to do sometime this month. I think every week for the month of December, I'm making up a segment right here on the spot. We're gonna review.
She's had 3 sips of
I've
a
had 3
holiday
sips of the
mule.
holiday mule. And
Let her rip.
We should review cheesy holiday movies that are out this
We
year.
should.
We'll do a movie segment.
If you have a cheesy holiday movie that you love, send it our way. Send us the title. I'm gonna watch that. You were just telling me that you watched Dolly
Christmas
Parton.
on the Square, featuring our patron saint Dolly Parton in beggar woman Grisabella drag. It's incredible.
Dolly Parton as
It's a fever
Christmas
dream.
beggar woman.
And everything is choreographed within an inch of its life. So she's like sitting as a beggar woman, and there's like people just dancing behind her the entire time. The dancing never stops.
I am obsessed. That's probably what I will be watching tonight. Christopher and I have been making our way through holiday movies, and maybe this will be the holiday movie of the evening.
This might be.
Since we're celebrating.
This might be. And I think we should now get back to more of our hard-hitting news, shouldn't we? Because up next, Broadway at the Breslin is what we attended. It's a new and unique concert series allowing very socially distant diners to enjoy live music from some of Broadway's top talent
Yes.
that are 2 stories away.
Yes, guests at the New York City hotspot are seated outdoors in the middle of a closed block on Broadway, the street, and treated to a 3-course meal during which a Broadway star entertains them from high above, leaning out of the 2nd-story window of the attached Ace Hotel.
And if that sounds like something you've never seen, well, that's probably because it is. And we headed out to this experience for the one-of-a-kind theatrical evening. And before our star entertainer came to the window, these two reporters actually spent a few minutes with New York's actual, real live, Emmy-winning, this is not a Broadway World winner here. This is an Emmy-winning news reporter. And one of our inspirations, Frank DeLella.
Thanks, Michael and Jackie. We are Michael and Jackie, and we are doing a little role reversal tonight. So usually I'm used to yelling at crowds with a microphone outdoors, and Frank DeLella, Emmy Award-winning reporter, is used to talking to the cameras. But Frank, it's a little bit of a switcheroo. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm just so grateful that you guys came out tonight.
Frank, you know, we're used to seeing you on our TV, bringing theater into our homes. What inspired you to help actually bring Broadway at the Breslin to the streets here of New York City, to Broadway?
Well, I have to give full credit to my buddy Jim Brigman, who runs the Breslin, and he called me up a couple months ago and said, Frank, I have this idea. Broadway stars singing from a window above the outdoor seating area. And he was like, are you in? I said, Jim, I'll do whatever you say. We made it happen. This is our fourth show, and I have to say, every single one is different, but it's so gratifying watching these artists get to do what they do best in their element, because you realize how much we really miss live performance. And as someone who used to go to theater 4 or 5 times a week, that's not happening, of course, in COVID. To get this, it's a breath of fresh air.
And now, so of course, you have a long history of interviewing Broadway stars. Is this the farthest you've ever been from who you're interviewing?
I have to say yes. I've interviewed the late, great Elaine Stritch in her bed, so I'm used to doing interviews very close. And of course, this is my normal. But interviewing people from eating dinner all the way up to a window is probably the furthest. And we're very socially distanced, and we're playing it safe.
Very safe. I think you were at least 40 feet away from your interview subject. Absolutely. We're doing our best. We're keeping our masks on. We're keeping Broadway and music alive. Frank, thank you so much for joining us.
You guys. I'm so grateful that you're here.
And back to you in the studio.
Well, you got it.
You guys, okay, here's the thing. So there's a channel here in New York City called New York One. Previously owned, I believe, by Time Warner.
Now Spectrum?
Now Spectrum. Now Spectrum. And it's the channel that plays in every barbershop, in every
taxi cab.
Every taxi cab you go into, in any store. Every sports bar has at least one channel playing New York One. And every evening, there's a segment that Frank DeLella produces where he actually follows and meets the cast of Broadway shows.
Yeah.
He did an amazing segment this year on the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, and how they're still doing some magic, which will be airing on NBC on Thursday. And so it was such a treat for us to actually get to talk to him and pretend to be him the night.
If you're not from New York City, if you're not from New York and you don't know who Frank DeLella is, he's the real deal.
He's the real deal.
So we were very excited to catch up with him, and guys, you're two news reporters here, really moving up in the world. So the event was so fun.
It was so fun.
Like I said, Matt Doyle hung out of a window, and Jackie and I had a lovely dinner. And then, as appetizers hit the table, the shade on the window of the hotel room
it was like 42nd
up.
Street. It's like you see, except his feet, it's like his sweater.
Just his sweater, yeah. And it started to move up to reveal Broadway star Matt Doyle.
Now, you may recognize Matt from his starring roles in Spring Awakening, The Book of Mormon, Bye Bye Birdie, and War Horse. But currently, he is starring in the Broadway revival of Company, which will resume performances as soon as it's safe for Broadway to reopen.
Yes, and after his set, we chatted about his experience in the window. So let's go again to us. Take it away, Michael and Jackie. Thanks, Michael and Jackie. It's Michael
and Jackie.
It's still us. That's the gag. And we are here at the Breslin in New York City, where Broadway's Matt Doyle just finished a sky-high set. It's your first time performing since the pandemic hit, yes?
That was my first live performance, and I'd never expected that it would be out of a window on Broadway, but here we are.
Yeah, well, how lucky were we to be here for it? What an incredible job. It was so nice to be able to see somebody perform again.
It felt really good to do it. There were a couple moments where I was letting out
a certain note or saying a certain lyric, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that feeling. I forgot how this feels. It was special.
Well, it was super cool to be down here.
I was just so excited to see, finally someone living out their Ava Peron dreams right here in the Nomad District. Look, and I got my signed program. It's quite a fabulous little night of entertainment and delicious 3-course meal. I heard it was an incredible meal. I'm very excited.
Oh, you were working very hard. We had a great time. There were cocktails, there was dinner. When you found out you would be performing in a second floor window on Broadway, you guys.
On Broadway.
What were you feeling in terms of what you wanted to share with an actual real audience for the first time in a while tonight?
Yeah, I think in general the message with most of the songs tonight was to try and, even though we had just had a piano and most of them were ballads, was to try and present an uplifting message, because there's no way around the fact that this has been the hardest year for all of us. Really, it just is. And so I wanted to recognize that and not act like it didn't happen, and also try and lift people up. So that's why there were a lot of pop soul covers that sang, about rising up and getting through, and that was the goal.
And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again.
I thought another amazing part was that not only did you acknowledge the Broadway community, which I think people think of as the actors and the names like yours that they know from shows like Company, which will be coming back on Broadway, we hope, very soon. But also you talked a lot about the people behind the scenes, the people you don't think about maybe as an audience member, but people who make it all happen, who are, really struggling right now. And that this show is also benefiting the Actors Fund, which also supports not just actors, but the entire community. So I think it's important for our audience and certainly everyone to remember how this is bigger than just us, and I think you brought that home with the message tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and to build off of that, anywhere that people are performing live and can't perform live, it's not just the theater community, it's the drag community, it's musicians across this entire country that literally can't gig right now. And that's another thing that's been so mind-blowing, is that most performers usually have things to do when they're out of work. But everything that we do is shut down unless we're doing it online somehow, which is just odd.
You are in Company on Broadway, which will return, which we are so excited to see.
Very excited. There's different genders. We're switching it up a little. Very excited.
I know a few people who got to see it right before it closed, but I am so excited to see it when it reopens, because it will. Do you miss it? Are you excited?
I am so outrageously excited to come back to Company. I think now more than ever, this show is so profound. It's a show about togetherness and about being alive and the human connection and New York City. And to come back to a Broadway show that's about those themes, I will be sobbing on stage that first night. It will be so profound, and I look forward to it every day. It's what gets me through, truly.
Well, we are so grateful that you spent a little bit of time with us tonight. It's so nice to get to hear you sing again, and we can't wait until Company reopens. Matt Doyle, thank you for hanging out with us tonight, and congratulations on a really, really incredible show.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. It's so nice to see you. Good morning tonight.
What a time.
What a show. Okay, first of all, Matt is what a cutie. And second of all, I saw you guys in the comments notice I was wearing the For You necklace, which I'm also wearing right now. It's the perfect gift.
Repeater.
It's the perfect gift for the holidays. And as a reminder, if you're having fun during this show and you want to tip us, you can. And we'll be giving 100% of those tips to the Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff Senate campaigns. And another way you can support those campaigns is by purchasing this very necklace, 20% of which will go to those campaigns. In addition, there's also a mask. But the most exciting news, which you guys may have seen on the My Best Judy Instagram, is that for Black Friday through Cyber Monday, all merch at mybestjudymerch.com will be 20% off. That includes the For You necklace, the new sweatshirt, and I know a lot of you guys were asking about the mask. The mask is now also finally back on the website. It's here, so you can purchase the For You mask, and anything from the For You collection. It's 4 items: this necklace, the mask, the sweatshirt, and a bandana. All 4 of those items.
Cape as red as blood.
Exactly. Four things.
Okay.
And 20% of those 4 things, even with the 20% off, I'm still going to give 20% of all of the profits to the Georgia Senate runoff campaigns.
Amazing. So you can pick up some swag and be donating to a really good cause.
A really good cause.
How about that? As a reminder, if you're having fun, not only can you tip us, which will be going to that cause, you can also hit subscribe on the YouTube channel that you're currently watching.
If you're watching from Twitter, it's okay. Just go to BroadwayTalkLive.com and you'll be on our YouTube.
You'll be
or
there.
if you're watching for Facebook, same thing.
Yeah, how about that? Well, you guys, my drink is still completely full. But
Mine isn't.
you really are making some really serious product, guys. Jack
You know,
Fox.
I may not be a good drink maker, but I'm a great drink drinker.
Well, with that, what do you say we bring Dylan back for another round of holiday cocktails?
Let's bring him.
Dylan.
Oh, here I am.
You wanted the musical intro.
I was waiting for the musical intro, but I guess next time. Anyway, the next drink that I have for everybody is another Thanksgiving favorite of mine. I've made this at our Friendsgiving that unfortunately is, this year canceled. Postponed until next year. But this is an apple ginger spritz. So you can make this, I know. You can make this by like the gallon if you'd like. It's a very easy drink to make. But first we're going to start off with a sweet honey, ginger, and clove syrup.
Did you make this syrup?
I did make this syrup today, and it makes your
very
house smell unbelievable.
So is it sugar, ginger, honey, and water, and you put it, give us the quick
Sugar,
2
butter,
seconds.
flour. I have a musical theater twist on everything you say this evening.
It's a good thing it's the Broadway Talk Live Network and not BET.
Yeah, tell us about this. Tell us about this syrup.
So basically, you just take equal parts, depending on how much you want to make. I made enough syrup for about 8 cocktails today because it's Thanksgiving week. I'm going to use it. But you take about an inch of ginger, so just like a ginger clove like this. You take an inch of it off, rip it off, shave it. The best way to shave off the ginger root is with a spoon. Throw that in with the equal parts sugar and water, and then so if you're doing about a half a cup of water, a half a cup of sugar, and then a 4th cup of honey. And you're just going to let that boil for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then throw some cloves in there last minute, stir it up, and then let it rest until it turns into a syrup.
Dylan, for those who want to make this cocktail at home, will you do a little favor for the kids at home? Will you put the instructions on your Instagram story after this live broadcast?
Will do. I will do that for sure.
Put them on there, and if you want to follow Dylan's Instagram, you see, look, this is how we get the kids to follow. You go to Bust a Move Amante at Bust a Move Amante, and he'll have all of these recipes for you.
Yes, I'll put them on Twitter, Instagram. It's delicious.
He's gonna do it all.
My apologies. We misspelled your name on my Twitter push, but we have rectified it in my subtweet.
Guys,
Great.
I lost the rally footage. I spelled Dylan's name wrong.
I didn't tell them it was you.
It's all good.
I was gonna blame it the team.
Oh my gosh, it was the
intern.
team.
It was all the interns behind you. Yeah,
the
of course.
ones in the
They
office
all work
over
in that
there.
room.
That room.
Oh yeah, I see that right there. But anyway, so we're gonna build this one in a cup. Again, you can build it in a vat if you want. We're gonna start with a cauldron. No, it's Thanksgiving. We're gonna start with 2 ounces of vodka. So that's
Glug 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 glug.
I know. It's about 2 ounces of vodka per glass. Then you're gonna use an orange liqueur. I have some triple sec here, and it's gonna be an ounce of that. This one's a little boozy, y'all. Keep it boozy.
Delish.
And then we're gonna throw in the apple component, which you can use apple cider or you can use apple juice. I'm gonna be using apple cider because who doesn't love apple cider these days? So I'm gonna put in some apple cider and a splash of lemon juice.
Okay.
So if you're using an actual lemon, which I am not. If you're using an actual lemon, I'm not. Use about a half of a lemon, but I'm just gonna do like just a little boop of lemon juice, and then we're just gonna top it off with some sparkling water.
Work.
For the little spritz moment, and then take your favorite apple corer and take an apple slice. And
Take your favorite apple core.
Your favorite. I'll go to my apple coring.
Go to your apple coring drawer.
I'll select my favorite apple
Have an apple slice or 2 and throw it in there, and you got yourself a nice little cocktail.
Oh my gosh! Wait, so that was vodka,
Cheers.
triple sec, apple cider, lemon out of the squeezy.
Yep.
Sparkling water, and that
And
honey
the
ginger
syrup.
magic that you made.
Well,
Yeah.
we have one of those ingredients, so I'm just gonna join in.
Guys, there are 22 minutes of this show left, and it's just getting good.
Oh, okay. Okay. Dylan, this is
That's so good.
I have a challenge for you, Dylan. So
Okay.
the kids, I promised the kids
Oh, no.
that Michael would show up in a turkey outfit for this episode. Michael pointed out in his contract, he pulled it out. It was like Willy Wonka, got very small at the bottom. In the bottom, it said no turkey outfits. So Dylan, if you were up for the challenge, I'm going to give you the rest of this episode to look around your apartment for either a rubber glove, something to put on your head, some feathers, maybe a boa. Can you figure out a way to be our turkey for this episode? It can be anything. I'll let you be creative. You can just hold an egg, surprise me, whatever you can do between now and 7:50 to be the turkey for this Thanksgiving episode.
All
And
right.
we'll bring the turkey back for the Christmas tree lighting.
We'll bring the turkey back for the Christmas tree lighting for
All
the
right.
kids. Kids, will that appease you in the comments?
Oh God, Megan Kane is obsessed with this challenge, and I am nervous.
All right.
I'm nervous.
I do want to point out that not everybody lives in a drag cave of wonders. Like, if I gave you this challenge, Jackie Cox is always poised for a mini challenge. I'm like, Jackie, we're doing a news broadcast, and I need enormous hair and a news. And she's like, I got it. She pulls from stock. But I'll be very interested to see what Dylan has.
We'll see. We'll see. I have
We'll
a
check
lot.
back in with you in 10 minutes. So good morning tonight. Until
Morning
then,
tonight, Dylan.
Dylan.
Good morning
Thank you for
tonight.
the cocktails.
Oh my God, of course, of course.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're drinking the same cocktail, but I hope somebody at home made, Dylan made one, so somebody's drinking that other cocktail. How good.
It's so good. And our next guest is also so good.
That was a great segue. Speaking of our next guest, she is living proof that good things can still happen on Twitter in the dumpster fire known as 2020.
Oh boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
Laura Heywood, more commonly known on the internet as Broadway Girl NYC, is a Broadway personality, a writer, a noted interviewer, and the host of Broadway Fanatic on Broadway On Demand. She's accrued quite a following on social media for her expertise and passion for Broadway. And this past week, she put that following to very good use.
Yes, and we wanted to round out tonight's episode with this positive story about the good in the world. So here with our special report about Operation Find That Sheep, let's welcome Laura Heywood. Laura, good morning tonight.
Good morning tonight. Cheers.
Cheers. What's it? Okay, first of all, what is your cup? What is that
And
cup?
this is the Phantom of the Opera sippy cup. You get it free with your cocktail at Phantom of the Opera. I was very proud.
Wait. We have to qualify that. Free with your cocktail. That was how much?
Yeah, exactly. It
pay
is not free. It is included with purchase. We'll say. A little plug. I run the Broadway Sippy Cup Collectors Group on Facebook, which has over 1,000 members, and I also make available these special Broadway Sippy Cup Collectors engraved reusable straws, which fit the teeny tiny little bowl that comes on these Sippy Cup Collectors.
Wait, that is so smart for girls like us who don't want to smudge our lipstick.
This is the meeting. This is my one CEO friend, Jackie Cox. This is my other CEO friend, Laura Heywood. I'm glad to have two CEO minds in the same broadcast.
I'm so glad that you are introducing us, Michael, because I have walked past Jackie twice on 9th Avenue in the past week alone, including one time when Jackie was wearing a Drag Race t-shirt. And
What shirt was I wearing?
I want to say it had some kind of patriotic theme, maybe. You had a button-down shirt on over the t-shirt, and you were sitting outside of
layered
a bakery. Look. And I was about to go, I was in line at the bakery, and I was like, after I get my sticky bun, I'm going to go say hi to Jackie. And then someone else came up and interrupted you and your friend and was like, I'm so sorry to bother you, but I just think you're so amazing. And I was like, you know what? I don't need to be that person right after that.
And then you texted me and you said, I just saw Jackie Cox, but I didn't want to interrupt her. And I said, well, I'm sorry you didn't say hello to Jackie Cox, but have I got a gig for you.
And also, the other thing is, Jackie, I think we might be related because my mother's maiden name is Cox.
Laura of the Cox family dynasty?
Yes.
This is a special report.
Just like my girls, Laverne, Deborah, and Courtney Cox?
Yep, we're all a family.
The Cox family is all here. We're going to get a sitcom,
Yes.
I think, the 5 of us.
Well, Laura, you know I'm a big fan of yours. And I'm a big fan of you. I'm a big fan of your social media. I'm a big fan of everything you stand for.
Are you a big fan of my Broadway on Demand?
I love
show?
it. Your Broadway Fanatic show on Broadway on Demand.
It's kind of a theme because 3 of our guests tonight are either very Emmy Award winning, Broadway World nominated, or on actual real Broadway HD television, actual Broadway reporters.
Yep, things are getting very legitimate.
We're just secreting ourselves into this broadcast.
Yeah, if you guys don't have Broadway on Demand, you get Broadway on Demand, and then you can watch Broadway Fanatic, where Laura, her producer, mines some of the coolest Broadway fan-created content on the internet. She packages it all up. She sends it over to Laura, who is a literal Rolodex of Broadway information and Broadway fandom. And Laura basically watches live and reacts to the fans and starts conversations. It's very, very cool. And you can do that at BroadwayOnDemand.com. Is that a website?
Yep, BroadwayOnDemand.com. And here's the coolest part. Broadway On Demand is a subscription service, but my producer and I were like, this show is by the fans, for the fans. We cannot charge the fans. So Broadway Fanatic is one of the few shows on Broadway On Demand that you can get totally for free.
Oh my God. So when this show ends at 8 o'clock and you wish there was more,
yep,
go watch Laura Heywood's Broadway Fanatic. But Laura, that's not what we're going to talk to you about tonight.
That is not what we're
here
to talk about.
Is something very, very cool that happened this past week.
Mm-hmm.
It all started with a tweet. So let me pull that tweet up for us. It all started...
We have visual aids.
Visual aids. It all started right here. You needed some help on a kindness warrior mission. Laura, tell us what the call to action was.
Okay, so as you two know, I am very involved in Mark Fisher Fitness, and a friend of mine from the Mark Fisher Fitness community had posted on our internal gym Facebook group that she's a caretaker for a young woman, little girl with special needs. And this child, she's actually 15 years old, but she has severe cognitive disabilities. And she had lost a toy that she was very attached to. It was more than a toy. It was like her comfort, her touchstone.
Yeah.
It was a sheep. I'm going like this because that's about the size of the sheep. It came from a set called the Brown Bear, What Do You See storytelling kit that was made in the 90s. Yeah, you can see it there in the second photo. And this child was basically in agony and angst because she didn't know where her sheep was. And my friend Jenny was looking for somebody who could actually recreate it because they'd already scoured the internet and it was just nowhere. It's been 20 years since
you can't find
it
it anywhere. So you had kind of jumped that step and you were looking for someone to recreate the sheep since it's not being made anywhere.
Exactly. And one thing that I am not good at arts and crafts, but I truly believe that in another lifetime or on another, creative plane, I could have been a private investigator. I love tracking things down. Like one time I found a wallet and I went through and I tracked down the owner by, calling the bank where the credit card was.
Laura Heywood, PI on the case.
Yes, exactly. I love that kind of detective work. So I said to Jenny,
a good show. That's a good spin-off. If Broadway on Demand, we have a new spin-off for you. It's called Laura Heywood, PI.
Broadway
Subtitle,
PI.
The Mysteries of Laura.
Yes. Ooh, I think that's taken, but let's run it.
The Mysteries of Laura is taken, but I love Broadway PI.
So you're out there on the internet searching for someone to recreate this sheep for you.
Well, so what I say, Jenny, you keep looking for somebody to recreate it. I'm going to see if I can track it down. And one of my things that I happen to have at my disposal is like 40,000 Twitter followers. So I thought, somebody's got to have this thing. So I put the word out. I said, all right, Kindness Warriors, that's my other Facebook group, by the way, the Kindness Group, where we're always looking for opportunities to do good without expecting anything in return. And so I was like, Kindness Warriors, we need to, sorry, I'm just laughing at Lynn's comment. I can't help you with that sleep schedule. All right, does anybody have this? Does anybody have a connection? They made these things in bulk. Somebody's got to have one either in an old toy box. Like, check the thrift stores near you. Let's spread the word, because there's got to be, they can't have all been destroyed. So this tweet got retweeted and retweeted and retweeted. Eventually, it reached over 500,000 views, including being reposted by the movie star Patton Oswalt, who was the voice of Ratatouille. And as you may know, Ratatouille has been trending this week because someone on TikTok created a musical. But Patton's also a comedian, and he's just a very beloved figure who has 4.5 million Twitter followers. Wow. So he reposted it. As it happened, though, it wasn't somebody through Patton who helped me find it. It was my dear friend John, who's a teacher, a special needs teacher, as it happens, in Tennessee. He put out the word into his teachers network. And the word was going around in teachers networks, in parenting networks, in thrift store networks. And John got in touch with a pre-K teacher in the Tennessee public school system who had the whole set. And she said, my kids aren't in the classroom right now. They're all schooling from home. So I don't have a need for these physical things. And I would love to send this sheep to Lindsay, the child in upstate New York who had lost her sheep. So we didn't tell anybody because God forbid we jinx it. But there's the sheep. That's John and his wife Gina put it in front of my business card to show me that they had received it, and they overnighted it to New York so that Lindsay could have her beloved toy back. And it's the whole thread I wrote out in Twitter step by step. But there is an incredible video of Lindsay opening up a piece of tissue paper. She's not very verbal. But when she opened it up and saw what was inside, she looked right at the camera and she went, yes!
The video is so cute.
The video is super cute. We were watching it right before we went live. So if you guys want to see the video, Laura's handle, it's her handle on both Instagram and on Twitter, is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Laura, thank you for using your powers for something good. Thank you for putting a little love back into the world and making Twitter great again.
Least I can do, and really, I think that I probably got as much joy out of it as Lindsay did. Nothing makes me happier than making other people happy.
And nothing makes me happier than this story, Laura. I'm here.
Isn't that great?
Telsey's watching, and he is already casting you in Laura Heywood PI, Broadway PI.
Oh, it's a Broadway show now.
It's a Broadway. Well, Telsey would cast it.
It's a franchise.
Why don't we just put it on Broadway-Talk Live?
Laura, I'll call you.
I'll be waiting.
I'm off the air in 10 minutes. I'll give you a call. You guys, Laura, thank you for coming to hang out with us tonight. I know you, I'm not allowed to talk about anything else, but I know you have some very big things happening right now. When I called you yesterday to talk about your appearance tonight on the show, you were in the middle of some very exciting news that you shared with me, but you'll be sharing with the world eventually. Guys, give Laura a follow, and you too can be in on the next big Broadway scoop from Broadway Girl NYC. Laura, thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
We love you. Good morning tonight.
Good morning tonight.
Good morning tonight.
What a great story.
What a story.
Twitter,
Heartwarming. And you know what else is heartwarming?
Perfect thing for a holiday special.
A holiday special. It's very heartwarming. And, they always say that Thanksgiving doesn't get its due as the kickoff of the holiday season. So I'm glad that we're giving Thanksgiving its due. And with that, I'm very excited to check in and see how the progress has been going on our turkey himself. Please welcome back Dylan Bustamante. Oh my God.
Oh boy. Let's see.
So you see the turkey, right?
I do.
So I see it. So I tried to reimagine this turkey, mind you, on my face.
Okay.
Right? Isn't the resemblance just uncanny?
It's very good.
Hey, hobo man. Hey, dapper dad.
It's also giving me a little, if I only had a brain, a little Wizard of Oz.
It's a little Ray Bolger.
It's a little Ray Bolger. But Dylan, yeah, I got to do this without looking in a mirror because I don't have a mirror here. And
It's Dylan, very good.
This is incredible. I hope that the kids are taking screenshots of this because this is a Thanksgiving special worth having. Look at this.
It's true.
Here, people.
You got someone to dress up like a turkey. We can
have a real turkey, which means that now that Tom Turkey is here, we can finally light
Yes.
The Broadway-Talk Live
go to-
network. Let's go live to our sound booth where they are busy
Yes.
adding the final switches, the plugging in the last plugs.
And Dylan, would you give us a little 5-4 down to the lighting of our official Broadway-Talk Live Christmas tree?
A little 5-4? Like a 5?
5, 4, 3, 2.
4.
Happy
Yep,
Christmas.
here we go.
Okay, great. 5.
Oh, I thought that was it. Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1. Christmas!
Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone! Oh my goodness, it's a Christmas miracle.
This is a Christmas
It
miracle.
is.
If only we had Mariah here to point at the notes she wants to sing.
Sadly, we
That
don't
would be-
have Mariah. We do have Laura and Dylan here in the studio with us.
Let's bring Laura back. Merry Christmas to everyone. God bless us, everyone.
God bless us.
Thank you guys so much for being with us tonight for the Thanksgiving Christmas kickoff boozy episode.
It's all of those things and more. Laura, Dylan, happy holidays. We do hope that you guys are safe wherever you are. If you're watching at home, stay there. Try not to travel for the holidays if you can. As always, in addition to being a very festive episode, we tried to be a little political. We tried to be a little politics for your nerves. And so I think to say goodbye to this episode, we're going to celebrate a few things. We're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. We're gonna celebrate Ariana Grande, who is my hair inspiration for today, and we'll be celebrating the next important election in our lives.
And I have to tell you, this closing number slaps.
Oh,
Is that what they say?
that's what they say.
All right. Well, from all of us here at Good Morning Tonight, good morning tonight, and we'll see you next time.
Thought we would win Ohio, lost it by 8%. Maybe North Carolina, thought they would represent. Even almost got Texas. For Arizona, I'm thankful. Gotta say thank you to Georgia, where Stacey's our angel. One taught me love. One taught me patience. One taught me pain. Now I'm so amazing. I've loved and I've lost, but that's not what I see. Look what I've got. Look what you taught me. And for that we say thank you. Next, thank you. Next, thank you. Next, we're so thankful for who we elect. Thank you. Next, thank you. Next, thank you. We're so grateful. Spending time on the Senate, 'cause we're worried about progress. We have 2 candidates that we've gotta get success. I know they say that I move on too fast, but this one gon' last. 'Cause their names are Asaf and Warnock the best. They taught me love. They taught me patience. They handle pain. Yeah, that shit's amazing. I've loved and I've lost, but that's not what I see. Look what I found, and no need for searching. And for that we say thank you. Next, thank you. Next, thank you. Next, we're so grateful for who we elect. Thank you. Next, thank you. Next, thank you. We're so grateful for who we elect. Thank you, next. 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 Thank you, next.
2 weeks left to register in Georgia.
Happy Thanksgiving.